people ask me what is the most extraordinary thing that I've ever picked up off a beach, and I always tell them this: it's a piece of parquet flooring, and I found it on this beach here at low tide in the middle of a storm. Nothing else on the beach. It was completely clear beach. But 2 foot away from this, I found this, another piece of parquet flooring. How did they stay together? How did they get here? And how long had they been in the sea?
Eighth, 10th, 01. Strong northwesterly, near gale. Checked Watergate, which was hot. Much stuff along the front. Not fresh, but not more than 2 days old, which was the last time I looked. This is what I found. Lobster tags, sea beans, a Florida tag, 3 Kevins and Lego bits. This is about a month's bounty and a single tide, and all on one beach. Constantine, Trianon, Porthcothan, Morganporth, Penhale, Fistral, Holywell, Boobies Bay. I checked them all and they were all clean. Nothing on them.
Cornwall is a finger of rock sticking out into the Atlantic, surrounded by water on 3 sides. This coast faces west. The tide comes in and goes out again twice a day, and each time it leaves a strand line. And every item on that strand line has been on a journey and has a story to tell. Some are local, and some have travelled for thousands of miles. I'm a modern wrecker, and one way or another I can trace everything. A quick search on the internet locates any object back to its source. Very well, because I had a stroke recently. It affected my reading and my writing, and it made me cut the crap out of my life and prioritise. And I now plan my life by the tides. When I go out first thing in the morning, working the beaches, I say I'm wrecking, not beachcombing. When I find something, I ask 3 questions. What is it? Where did it come from? And what's it doing in the ocean?
Hello, this is Greg.
Hi, it's Nick.
Well, hello, Nick.
Can you remember the big red buoy?
Yep.
What do you call them?
It's a flotation sphere. It was probably deployed subsurface and wasn't getting a lot of sunlight. It doesn't have any internal instruments of its own. They measure ocean currents, and they do it over a long period of time.
What kind of organization deployed them?
The National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration. Quite a few of these instruments could have been used in the Gulf of Mexico and still found their way out into the Gulf current.
Right.
Traveling up north and then across. Was it painted? Was there paint fresh on it?
No, but it was red.
Which is probably an anti-fouling paint.
Okay, and thank you once again.
No problem.
I was born in this house. My family has lived in this cove for 4 generations, having moved from Padstow.
When I was a boy, everyone in the parish went wrecking. The first thing I ever found was a big tin of sherbet. It was sitting there on the strand line one morning. It was yellow. I ate the lot and I was sick in the river. My son Jim is a marine biologist, and every time he comes home, he tells me something new about the Gulf Stream.
So we've got Cornwall, over here, the north coast of South America, the Caribbean, Florida, Maine, Massachusetts, all along here, where the lobster and the cod fishery once was. The lobster fishery is still going. Now, what you have is these north equatorial currents, the south. They circulate around the Gulf of Mexico where they warm up, or may just pass just north of these Caribbean islands here, and they regroup to form this warm Gulf Stream. And the Gulf Stream runs all the way up here across the coast of North America, all the way over here. Some of it running through into the Norwegian Sea, up into the Russian Arctic Sea, and then some of it peels around and regroups here with the equatorial currents, and some of it actually meets cooler waters here and pushes back down along the coast, joining the Labrador current.
The Gulf Stream keeps us warm and delivers all our long-haul drift. It runs up the spine of the Atlantic, then cools, sinks, and comes back down again. Part of the conveyor which shifts currents around the globe.
It's 100 times bigger than the Amazon, and one of its tributaries is called the North Atlantic Current, which runs right past my door.
There are a few places around the world where Mother Nature puts all her stuff, and one of them is around where Nick lives, another is near Cocoa Beach, another is Oregon, Washington. And having people there observe and report is incredible. I know that that part of the coast is one of the world's great collection spots. Things from literally all over the globe, the global conveyor belt dumps material right there. And to have an observer like Nick right there looking for all these things is just fabulous.
Kurt Ebersmeyer is an oceanographer who specializes in surface currents. He tracks anything that floats. He lives in Seattle, USA, on the other side of the planet. And he gave me a clue as to what it was that kept the parquet flooring together.
The currents on the maps are generally shown as smooth arrows, but the ocean, when you're out there, it's really very patchy. There's all kinds of little blobs of water around, and the blobs of water hang on to what they have, and so these blobs of water don't mix very well. And if you happen to get one in your backyard, it'll dump on your beach what it has. If you see one, sometimes the water will smell different, it'll look different, and it'll carry different flotsam.
I came across Kurt when I was researching a lobster tag I'd found.
Every lobster trap in North America has by law to display a tag. Printed on them is the year that they were issued, the fisherman's license number, his federal number, and the zone that he can fish.
Florida has a very well-developed tag industry, and so does Newfoundland.
Gate Beach is the kind used as a means of enforcing trap limits in the lobster fishery, each license holder being issued the appropriate number of tags at the start of the season each year. This one was issued to Mr. Jerry M. Tucker, Little Bay Islands, Newfoundland. Mr. Tucker was questioned by a local fishery officer and said he discarded the tag at the end of June 1999 when he was putting his traps ashore.
On the 11th of October, the following year, it washed ashore on this beach.
Hello.
Hello, is that Jerry?
Yes, sir, it's Jerry.